Hi friends, this is Dr. Abdakayam Chimthanawala. Today is 1st January 2021. Happy New Year to everybody. Let us start with the first remedy that is taught us in a college, that is Aconite napellus. It is basically said that Aconite, everything is sudden and violent, and we try to see that sudden and violent in every patient. And if we don't get that, normally a lot of doctors don't prescribe Aconite napellus. But let me tell you, frankly, only one part of Aconite to you all, the fear. It is a great fear remedy, it is said. But now, if you tell fear, there are only few symptoms that we know that the patient has fear of death. The patient predicts the day and time of death. Apart from that, nothing is told in Aconite. What I have seen in my practice, 20 years of practice, I'll just narrate you few fears of Aconite that everybody should remember, because sometimes you miss Aconite because what is periodized, what is fixed in your mind, you don't see in the patient and you fail to prescribe a wonderful drug Aconite. So I'll just discuss the fears that Aconite patient suffers from. And the first thing you should remember is fear of aeroplanes. A very important remedy where the patient suffers from, has fear of aeroplanes, or fear of death in abortion. A lady will come and tell you that she has a fear of death in abortion, and Aconite is a very important drug. Also, fear of death in angina pectoris. Fear of death in angina pectoris, the patient will have angina and he will come and tell you that at the time of angina, the main symptom is fear of death. Also, Aconite patient has fear of death in hemoptysis. A very, very important remedy. In fact, very few remedies are there when there is fear of death in hemoptysis or fear of death with loquacity. We know loquacity like lachesis and lot many others, but when there is fear of death, the Aconite patient will keep talking, and a very important symptom is this, that is fear of death with loquacity. Please note that. One more fear that everybody knows, that is fear of death, and the patient predicts the time of the death. If you have seen a lady suffering from uterine prolapse, and if that lady has fear of death with uterine prolapse, Aconite is a very, very important remedy for that condition. In fact, I've cured uterine prolapse with just one fear, that is fear of death with uterine prolapse. Aconite napellus cured that lady. A very, very important symptom. Also, Aconite suffers from long-lasting fears. Long-lasting fears. In fact, if there is fears which is long-lasting, with Aconite, you have to remember a few remedies, that is carcinosin, hyoscyamus, opium, and petroleum. In that also, Aconite is the most important remedy where the fears are long-lasting. One more fear that you should remember in Aconite is fear of fainting. The patient will come and tell you, sir, I have fear that I will faint. I fear that I will faint. And if this patient is continues telling this symptom, you have to take the rubric fear of fainting, and that also is covered by Aconite. Aconite also has the fear where the patient has fear of falling during pregnancy. Fear of falling during pregnancy. A normal lady leading a normal life but has a fear of falling during pregnancy is also a very, very important fear of Aconite. So my dear friends, these are the types of fear, these are the symptoms, the varied symptoms of fear an Aconite patient suffers from that you should remember, because this all is covered in Aconite. Normally, we fail to understand these fears because there are lots and lots of polygraph remedy which covers lots of fear, but we fail to think about Aconite because it is used for complaints, sudden and violent, and acute complaints. So do remember these fears in Aconite. Of course, also remember that the Aconite patient is very impatient during perspiration. This you must remember. An Aconite patient is very impatient during perspiration. In fact, it is written that Aconite is so impatient that he throws himself about. Aconite is impatient, he throws himself around. That is also important symptom of Aconite. So I was just discussing the various fears that Aconite suffers from and the impatient, because these two are also important symptom of Aconite. As we go further in Aconite, it is also a very important remedy for restlessness. Because whenever the term restlessness comes, the first remedy that comes to our mind is arsenic album. But my dear friends, restlessness, especially if you have restlessness before sleep, then you must think about Aconite napellus. Of course, there are few remedies called like chelidonium, diascoria, phosphorus, thuja, which also has restlessness before sleep, but more than that is Aconite. So restlessness during sleep is also restlessness before sleep, a very important symptom of Aconite napellus. And restlessness during pain, such an important symptom. Restlessness during pain, a very important remedy, Aconite. Of course, you have other remedies like maybe kali carb or viburnum apulus, plumbum metallicum, lycopodium, diascoria, colocynth. But these remedies are there, but Aconite is three marking symptom in this, that is restlessness during pain. So my dear friend, just I wanted to tell you something about Aconite related to mine, which I have seen in my practice and have seen good results. So if you like this video, please do share and subscribe. Thank you.